Let's get one thing straight right out the gate. The market don't kill you when you lose. It kills you when you win and think you're God. That's the silent assassin. That's the poison in the champagne. You think pain is the enemy? Nah, pain's the teacher. The real killer wears a smile. It's called euphoria. Yeah, I said it. Euphoria. That high you get when the trade hits perfect. The candle does exactly what you said it would. The profit flashes green, and your ego's in the gym doing push-ups. That's the moment most traders die. Not when they lose, but when they feel unstoppable. Because that's when they forget the rules. That's when they start believing the market owes them something. That's when the shadow flips and eats them alive. See, losing hurts. It humbles you. It reminds you of the rules, the math, the system. But winning seduces you. It whispers lies. You're special. You cracked the code. You can size up. You can skip stops. You can double down. That voice is your ego in a new outfit, and if you don't choke it fast, it'll drag you straight into liquidation. Most traders don't crash after a bad day. They crash after their best week because they confuse a streak with skill. They think one run of green candles means they're chosen. They think they're the market whisperer. And the market loves that. The market feeds on pride. It waits for that moment you think you can't lose, then snaps back and reminds you who runs this game. You ever seen how quick a trader's mood flips? Monday, humble. Tuesday, cautious. Wednesday, profit. Thursday, cocky. Friday, broke. That's euphoria doing its job. That's the emotional whiplash of someone who never learned to respect equilibrium. At Stockforce One, Danny Skill teaches this from day one. You don't celebrate wins, you log them. You don't feel rich, you feel responsible. That's the creed. Because euphoria is louder than fear, sneakier than greed, and deadlier than any red candle. When you lose, you feel pain, and pain can make you cautious. But when you win too easily, your brain starts lying to you. It floods you with dopamine, that sweet chemical cocktail that says, do it again, bigger this time. That's how gamblers think. That's how addicts chase ruin. That's how good traders turn into statistics. And you know what's ironic? The better the setup, the higher the danger of euphoria. Because when everything goes right, your brain stops questioning. You forget why the system worked. You stop studying the shadow. You think it's you, but it's never you. It's the process. The minute you think you're the reason you're winning, boom, trap sprung. See, the market don't care about your confidence. It ain't impressed. It don't flinch. It just waits. It's patient. It's ancient. It's smarter than your hype. You can walk in with swagger, but if you walk in without discipline, you walk out without money. That's why real killers fear easy wins. They don't trust smooth rides. They know that when it feels too good, something's off. They respect tension. They respect resistance because real traders don't chase comfort. They chase consistency. You ever notice how your biggest wins come before your biggest losses? That's not coincidence. That's euphoria softening your guard. You win 3 trades in a row, and suddenly you're breaking every rule you wrote. You start skipping confirmations, widening stops, doubling size, ignoring structure. You're high on confidence, blind to risk. And that's when the shadow snipes you. The market's like a predator. It don't attack the alert. It attacks the relaxed. It waits till you're smiling, celebrating, bragging on Instagram. Then it flips and takes everything back. And when that happens, it's not the loss that hurts, it's the humiliation. Because deep down, you knew, you felt it. You knew you got cocky. You knew you drifted from your system, but you ignored it because the high felt too damn good. That's why Danny Skill says at Stockforce One, humility is leverage. The minute you lose it, you're over-leveraged on ego. And that right there is truth carved in blood. Euphoria's sneaky, man. It don't scream like fear. It whispers. It strokes your ego. It tells you to celebrate instead of journal, to raise risk instead of refine edge. It tells you, you got this. You're different. You're built different. That's the same lie every blown trader believed before they vanished. You know what pros do after a big win? They shut up. They walk away. They take a day off. They know the high is dangerous. They let the chemicals fade before touching another chart. Because they know the brain ain't logical when it's high on profit. But retail? Retail wins once and thinks they're the next Soros. They go from trading micro lots to full margin overnight. They size up, break all rules, and one candle later, boom, Euphoria tax paid in full. The market always collects. Yo, this game ain't about victory laps, it's about vigilance. You win big, good. Now guard it. Guard it like a dog guards a bone. Protect your psychology. Reinforce your process. Don't let euphoria trick you into thinking you mastered chaos, because the truth? Nobody masters the market. You only master yourself. You don't control the chart. You control your reaction. You don't predict the next move. You position for probability. And you never, ever mistake luck for skill. That's the cancer of euphoria. It turns luck into ego fuel. One trade hits perfect, and suddenly you're rewriting your plan. You think the rules don't apply anymore. I don't need a stop loss. I can add more here. It's obvious this will continue. Those are the last words before the account funeral. You know what's worse? When euphoria makes you a teacher. You start preaching to others after one good week. You're on social media showing fake confidence, pretending to be a guru. You think you're inspiring people, but you're just bait for your own downfall. The market hates arrogance. It punishes performance art. Look, the pros at Stockforce One don't brag. They build. They don't scream success. They stack it quietly. Because they understand volatility ain't a blessing, it's a test. And euphoria is just volatility inside your own head. That's why we say euphoria kills faster than fear. Fear makes you freeze, but euphoria makes you blind. And blindness in this business is bankruptcy with extra steps. You think you're immune? Let me tell you something. Every trader, no matter how good, feels the pull. That high, when you catch a perfect entry, the candle explodes, you hit your take profit to the pip. Yeah, you'll feel it. You'll want to repeat it. But that's when you gotta breathe, log, walk away. You gotta treat it like success withdrawal, because that's how discipline survives. And here's the paradox. When you master your reaction to winning, that's when you start winning for real. You stop chasing feelings and start compounding habits. You stop thinking, I'm hot right now, and start thinking, I'm consistent over time. That shift? That's the bridge from amateur to professional. Let me hit you with an example. You get 3 solid wins this week. Instead of raising size, you freeze it. Instead of adding risk, you tighten stops. Instead of partying, you journal. You write down why it worked: structure, confirmation, patience. You internalize process, not outcome. You lock the formula before the euphoria erases it. That's mastery. That's the Stockforce One mentality. Because here's the brutal truth. A system that only works when you're humble ain't a system. It's a fluke. The real system works even when your ego's trying to hijack it. And the only way it survives that storm is if you hard-code humility. You want to stay in this game for decades? Fear wins can hurt you more than losses. Fear comfort more than pain. Fear overconfidence more than fear itself. The market don't wipe out the fearful. It wipes out the euphoric. At Stockforce One, we call it shadow calm. It's that zone where, even in profit, your pulse don't change. You win like a machine. You lose like a scientist. You learn like a monk. You stop feeling and start observing. That's where the money flows. The shadows don't scream, they whisper. The big players don't celebrate, they accumulate. The pros don't chase emotion, they extract information. That's the code. You want to be in that top 5%? Learn to fear the high, respect the calm, trade your system, not your ego. Every time you catch yourself feeling invincible, step away, reset, rebalance. Because euphoria is like a credit card, easy to swipe, but the bill always comes due. Yo, here's an exercise straight from the Stock Force 1 playbook. Next time you have a winning streak, do this. Cut your lot size by half for the next 3 trades. Revisit your trading journal and mark what's repeatable. Don't touch the market for 24 hours after a big win. Why? Because that's how you test if you control the game or if the game controls you. Most traders won't do it. They'll chase the feeling. They'll fall back into the loop. High, crash, regret, repeat. But you don't have to. You're building awareness. You're building immunity. You're shadow trained. Because the truth? A calm trader is a dangerous trader. A humble one is unstoppable. Euphoria blinds, but humility sees in the dark. So remember this, next time your trade hits, next time your balance spikes, next time your chest puffs out and your head starts floating, stop. Breathe. Whisper to yourself, this ain't victory, it's variance. Then go journal it. Go log it. Go pay respect to discipline before the market reminds you who's boss. In this game, the goal ain't to win once. It's to stay winning. The goal ain't to be right. It's to survive long enough for being right to matter. The goal ain't to feel good. It's to build good. And the only place teaching that? Stock Force 1. The no bullshit academy that strips you of hype and teaches you to trade like a sniper in a world of gamblers. 'Cause in the shadows, emotion's a liability. And euphoria? That's the biggest scam of all. So yeah, losing hurts. But euphoria destroys. The wise man respects pain. The fool worships the high. And the market? It don't need to punish you. It just waits for your next celebration. So keep your head down. Keep your stops tight. Keep your system holy. And when that sweet win hits, smile small. Breathe deep. Stay silent. You don't need fireworks when you're printing consistency. You don't need hype when your discipline pays dividends. Remember, the moment you feel untouchable is the moment you're in danger. The second you think you've mastered the market is the second it masters you. The real victory ain't in profit, it's in control. That's the code. That's the creed. That's the Stock Force 1 way. Trade hard, stay humble, move in shadows.